Attention passionate Atlanta, Falcons fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC South and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Atlanta Falcons' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Atlanta Falcons fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Atlanta FALCONS FANS. Let's get to the news now, folks. If you're tuned in, you already know how much passion runs through the veins of Atlanta Falcons fans. It's a team with a rich history, some incredible moments, and a dedicated fan base that's always hungry for more success, especially after the roller coaster ride that was the 2023 season. But what's really stirring the pot right now is the seismic shifts happening in the NFC South, a division that's been fiercely competitive for years, with the Falcons always in the thick of things. And trust me, what's unfolding could be a game changer, not just for the Falcons, but for the entire league. Let's rewind a little and set the scene. The Atlanta Falcons, since their inception, have been a franchise marked by ups and downs, moments of brilliance, and some heartbreaks. They've had playoff appearances, a Super Bowl appearance back in 2016, and a roster full of talented players, both past and present, who have left their mark on the league. But in recent years, especially after the 2022 season, there's been a noticeable shift in the team's strategic approach. The Falcons have been quietly building, making savvy moves in the draft, signing key free agents, and focusing on developing their young core, guys like quarterback Desmond Ridder, who showed flashes last season, and a promising defense that's eager to take the next step. Now here's where it gets interesting. The buzz in NFL circles, and especially among Falcons fans, is about the latest developments surrounding the team's prospects for 2025 and beyond. There are whispers of major changes, and some of them are starting to materialize. For example, the team has been heavily linked to some high-profile draft picks, and there's talk about potential trade talks that could reshape the roster's landscape. The front office appears to be targeting specific areas to bolster, especially on the offensive line and in the secondary areas that could make or break their chances of contending again soon. And then there's the name that's been buzzing the most, Josh, or rather, what the future holds for their quarterback situation. The Falcons have been patient with Ridder, but the organization isn't shy about exploring all avenues to ensure they have the best chance to succeed. That could mean drafting a top-tier quarterback or even making a splash in free agency if a suitable veteran becomes available. This strategic flexibility is what keeps fans on the edge of their seats, wondering what's next. But it's not just about players and draft picks. The Falcons' coaching staff has been working behind the scenes to refine their strategies, leaning into a more balanced attack that combines a solid running game with a dynamic passing offense. Arthur Smith, the head coach, has been emphasizing the importance of a cohesive team effort, and the recent additions to the coaching staff seem to reflect that. They're looking to create a team that can adapt to various game situations, something that's crucial in today's NFL, where versatility and adaptability often decide the outcomes. Now, if we look at recent statistical trends, the Falcons showed flashes of brilliance last season. Their offense, for instance, was ranked among the top in the league for yards per game, thanks largely to their running game led by Bijan Robinson, a rookie sensation who quickly became a fan favorite. Meanwhile, their defense showed promise but still needed to tighten up in key moments, especially against high-powered offenses. The coaching staff has been working on schemes to improve in those areas, and the draft and free agency will be critical in filling those gaps. What's fueling all this excitement is the sense that the Falcons are on the verge of taking a big leap forward. The NFC South, traditionally a division where unpredictability reigns, seems poised for a shakeup. The Buccaneers, Saints, and Panthers are all in various stages of rebuilding, but the Falcons appear to be stacking their deck wisely. The recent signings and draft selections suggest a team that's not just trying to compete but aiming to dominate soon. This is what makes the upcoming season so intriguing. It's not just about winning a few games, but about establishing a new era of Falcons football. Now I want to touch on something that often gets overlooked: the history of the Falcons in terms of playoff appearances and their quest for that elusive Super Bowl victory. Since their Super Bowl LI appearance, where they famously blew a 28-3 lead against the Patriots, the team has been eager to get back to that level of excellence. The organization understands that building a championship-caliber team requires patience, smart decision-making, and a bit of luck. The current roster is built around young talent that is hungry, motivated, and ready to prove themselves. The fans, of course, are the backbone of this entire process. Falcons supporters are some of the most passionate in the NFL. They've seen the highs like the Super Bowl run and the lows like tough seasons that tested their loyalty. But through it all, the community remains strong, united by their love for the team and a hope that brighter days are ahead. That hope is fueled by the front office's moves, the coaching staff's strategies, and the development of young players who could become household names in the years to come. Looking ahead, there are some really exciting developments on the horizon. The 2024 season could be the stepping stone for a much bigger goal, a playoff run that ends in a Super Bowl appearance. The team's draft plans and offseason moves will be crucial. The Falcons have been linked to several top prospects in the upcoming draft, especially on the offensive line, which has been a weak point in recent years. Improving the protection around Ritter and establishing a more potent running game could be the keys to unlocking their full potential. And let's not forget about the defensive side. The Falcons have invested in their secondary with recent draft picks and free agency signings, aiming to create a more aggressive ball-hawking unit. Players like A.J. Terrell and Grady Jarrett continue to be the anchors of that defense, but the team is looking to add more speed and versatility to truly lock down opponents. The strategy seems to be about creating a balanced team that can adapt to different offensive schemes, especially in a league where passing offenses are becoming increasingly sophisticated. Now, talking about expectations, the Falcons are entering the 2024 season with a clear goal to finally make a deep playoff push and ultimately contend for a Super Bowl. The division is theirs to take if they play their cards right, especially considering the unpredictable nature of NFC South rivals. The Saints are in transition, the Panthers are still rebuilding, and the Buccaneers are trying to find their rhythm post-Brady. This division could be right for the Falcons to seize control, but they'll need to be at their best both offensively and defensively. So what do the statistical experts say? Well, the projections are optimistic. The Falcons' offense is expected to be among the top in the league, especially if Ritter continues to develop and the offensive line solidifies. The defense, with some key additions, could become a real nightmare for opposing quarterbacks. If they stay healthy and execute the game plan, they could easily double their win total from last season and push for a playoff spot. But as always, injuries, turnovers, and unforeseen circumstances can change everything in a heartbeat. That's what makes this league so exciting, and that's why Falcons fans are so invested, because every game, every play counts. And speaking of players, the core of this team has some real standouts. Bijan Robinson, as I mentioned, is a game changer. His ability to break tackles, find gaps, and make big plays has already made him a fan favorite. Desmond Ritter's development will be crucial. If he can take the next step and become a consistent, reliable quarterback, the Falcons' offense could reach new heights. On the defensive side, players like Grady Jarrett, A.J. Terrell, and rookie prospects will be key in setting the tone and shutting down opposing offenses. But beyond just the on-field action, what makes this team so compelling is the narrative of resilience and rebuilding. The Falcons have faced setbacks, injuries, and tough losses, but they keep fighting. The front office, led by General Manager Terry Fontenot, has shown a keen eye for talent and a willingness to be patient. That patience might pay off big time if they hit on their draft picks and develop their roster steadily. The coaching staff under Arthur Smith is known for his innovative schemes and ability to adapt to different situations, qualities that will be essential in a league that's constantly evolving. Now, as we look at the bigger picture, it's clear that the NFC South is more open than ever. The Buccaneers are trying to find their identity after Tom Brady's departure, the Saints are juggling with a new quarterback and some roster changes, and the Panthers are still in their rebuilding phase. This creates a prime opportunity for the Falcons to step up and take control. If they can capitalize on this moment, they might not only make the playoffs, but also position themselves as serious contenders for the Super Bowl in the coming years. Of course, a lot of this hinges on health, coaching, and a bit of luck. Injuries can derail even the most promising seasons, and surprises always happen in the NFL. But what's undeniable is that the Falcons are on an upward trajectory. Their draft picks, offseason moves, and the development of their young players all point to a team that's serious about making a statement. The fans can feel it too. There's a renewed sense of hope and anticipation, a feeling that this might be the year they finally break free from the cycle of near misses and get back to that Super Bowl stage. In summary, the Atlanta Falcons are at a pivotal point. The pieces are coming together, the division is ripe for the taking, and the team's leadership seems committed to building a roster capable of competing at the highest level. We're all eager to see how this story unfolds, how the young talent matures, and whether the Falcons can finally reach that elusive Super Bowl dream again. The upcoming season promises to be one of the most exciting in recent memory, and as fans, we're right there in the front row cheering every step of the way. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Atlanta Falcons news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Atlanta Falcons fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on all these developments? Do you believe this team is finally ready to make a deep playoff run? Are you excited about the potential of Ritter, Robinson, and the new defensive additions? Drop your thoughts, your predictions, your hopes, and your concerns in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Falcons organization. Let's keep this conversation going, because the more we talk, the more we build this incredible Falcons family. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with even more updates, analysis, and exclusive news. So stay tuned, keep supporting your team, and let's get ready for what promises to be an unforgettable season. The Falcons are on the rise, and it's going to be a wild ride. Thanks for sticking with me, and as always, go Falcons.